Good evening. This is a public meeting of the Lowell Zoning Board of Appeals. We're going to continue our meeting. We're going to move to new business. This is ZB 2013-39. The petition's a special permit and variance. The applicant is Active Life Adult Daycare, Inc. Property is located at 664 Lakeview Avenue. And the petition is to operate an adult daycare facility at above address, currently occupied by a religious institutional use, pursuant to Section 6.1.4 and Article 12, Table of Uses of the Zoning Ordinance. Good evening, Ms. Occasion. How are you?
Good evening, Chairman Bailey, members of the Zoning Board. Attorney Brian Occasion with an office at 1 Courthouse Lane in Chelmsford, Massachusetts. And I'm here tonight representing Active Life Adult Daycare, Inc. We're here on a petition for a special permit to have a adult daycare facility placed at 664 Lakeview Ave in Lowell, Massachusetts. You might remember that we were here not too long ago for a similar petition for Middlesex Street, and after that was allowed, unfortunately, the parties couldn't work out their lease, so that fell by the wayside. So we're here tonight. If you could just give me 1 second. It's the first for that. So,
Okay.
thank you for that indulgence. So we're here for a adult daycare health center. As in the Middlesex Street project, there are going to be bus trips that drop the elders off at Lakeview Ave. And you'll see we provided a plan, and you'll see that Lakeview Ave is right here. It's not very well marked. But you can see it's at the bottom. And the drop-off and pick-off area will be right here at number 9. And right in front of here, there's actually no parking. There's no on-street parking. There's like a little space where people can be picked up and dropped off. Now, I know that was one of the concerns of the board, and There will be, vans will come and go, and there'll never be more than one van there at a time. That's a major thoroughfare in the city, Lakeview and Aiken, especially the people coming from Centerville and going to Drake-it and et cetera. So we are going to make sure that the bus times are staggered. The drop-off time will be between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m., and then the pickup time will be between 2 p.m. and 3 p.m., right here at this entrance number 9. None of the clients will transport themselves to the facility. They will all be transported by moving vans. Any of the employees, there should be roughly 20 to 25 employees. This, I think all of you were here last time. If you remember, it was a much larger scale project at the facility on Middlesex Street. The occupancy was approximately 210. We're here. It's just 85. So it's going to be a much smaller scale. There'll be between 10 and 15 employees. And there is a parking lot up Lakeview Ave as you cross over Aiken, and behind the hardware store there, there is a lot that has 42 parking spaces at that lot. And the city actually leases it to the landlord, which is BYO of Boston. And they're going to sublease that parking lot to Active Life Daycare. And that has, well, we got an email from Aaron Clausen that the city has no objection with the subleasing of that parking lot. So all the employees will park there. There'll be no clients parking at the facility on Lakeview Ave, and all the pickup and drop-offs will take place via vans at the entrance right on Lakeview Ave. You'll see it's quite a facility. The facility will take place in all of this building except for the part right here, and it's labeled not included. That's where the religious artifacts are stored. So they will not have access to this area right here, but there's a large activity area of 1,900 square feet. There's a dining area. There are reading rooms. There's a kitchen. All the meals will be provided and cooked right here on premises. There is a quiet room. There is a nurse's room. And the way they're going to divide up this activity area is with partitions to divide off the dining area and then the reading areas and the activity areas. There's plenty of facilities for all of the clients, and there's a group activity area right here. There'll be no walk-in clientele, and there will be approximately 50 to 60 clients. That's the hope anyways. It's going to start off smaller, just so they can get their bearings, but then they hope to grow it to about that and obviously keep within the occupancy limit set by the city of Lowell. Additionally, this is an urban mixed-use district in the city, and if you look at the master plan of the city, it's the UMU zoning districts are established to revitalize commercial areas and urban neighborhoods near downtown. Well, this building just stands vacant all day. The temple is in use on the evenings and then on Saturdays. Here, this will allow that building to get some use during the day, and it will provide a valuable service to the community as it will be caring for the elderly. And I know probably all of us have had some experience with that, and it's nice to have a facility where they feel safe, they can be with their friends, and there's a very successful one on Bridge Street in Lowell, and we're hoping that this one will be very successful. And this will cater to the Indian community, but it's open to all elderly of the city of Lowell. Mass Health has strict standards on how these facilities are run, and they have to be licensed to be able to run this facility. And Ankita Patel is here. It's not Patel, but it's Ankita Patel is here. She's going to be the operations manager, and we have a registered nurse and a doctor and We're going to have a physical therapist and counselors. They will all be caring for the clients at this facility. So with that, I can answer any questions that the board may have.
Mr. Kajan, so is it, as far as the person that, or persons that are operating it, is it the same?
Yes, Hansabin Patel, who's right here. That's my apologies. I should have introduced her.
Yep.
She is running the facility.
Okay, and was,
Or she's the president of the corporation, but all of the managers, directors, the
Right.
day-to-day staff are the same as
Same people,
presented
yep.
before. Yes.
as on Middlesex Street?
Yes.
Right? And, you know, the city parking lot,
Yes.
can you just describe that again? Because I know when I visited the facility, so is it in the rear or where?
The city parking lot is actually, if you came out of the facility and took a left,
Yep,
you then have to cross over Aiken and pass, it's before AG
oh,
Hardware.
I know where you are
The
now.
back, like for the baseball fields.
Because I read the, you know, I read the lease and everything, and I'm saying to myself, well, it's gotta be in back, and then in back, it's really
That's for federal carpet.
federal carpet,
Right.
and then there's the circle of flags there, and then I
Right.
kept saying, where the hell's?
No, it's actually, it's
Yep,
down a
I
little
know
bit
what
of
you're
ways.
talking about now.
But
Yep.
I will say that many of the people that will be attending here do attend service there. And if you go by there on a Saturday night, I mean, they jam it in
Yep.
there. And people are used to walking from that parking lot.
Okay, and that's where the employees are gonna be?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so Counselor, you're saying they're already acclimated to using that
Exactly,
parking
yes.
lot, okay.
And number of employees, was it 10 to 15?
10 to
Is that-
15 to start, and where it's on a smaller scale, you know, before we were up around 25 to 30, now we're down to 10 to 15.
Yeah, and, so people dropped off between 8 and 9, and they leave between 2 and 3?
Between 2 and 3, exactly, yes. And it'll all be vans
Yep.
that'll
And
swing
that's
through.
5 days a week?
That is 5 days a week. The hours of operation will be from 8 to 4.
Yep.
You know, that hour from 3 to 4 is for the employees to set up for the next day.
Sure.
And there'll be approximately 6 to 8 vans.
Yep. I guess, well, just two other quick things. You mentioned about meals. Now, did you say they're cooking meals?
Yep.
And so, Joe, did we get, I don't think, we didn't receive anything from any health department, from any city departments, right?
No, we didn't receive anything. If meals can be cooked on site, they'll have to have a proper commercial kitchen installation, which our development services staff would review.
Okay, so that'd be part of the,
Be part of
Permitting.
the occupancy, the establishing use.
so we don't, the health department or do they need to do any inspections at any point in time?
It would be a part of that, yeah.
Yep.
If there's
Okay.
going to be a commercial kitchen operation, there would be a food permit that would need to be issued
Yep.
by the health department.
Okay. And we didn't receive any comments from any city departments on this, correct?
Just the transportation engineer and development services were the comments.
Okay. All right, anything else you'd like to add at this point?
No, Chairman Bailey.
Okay, I'm going to open it up to the public. Anyone here that'd like to speak in favor of this petition? In favor? In favor? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Samir Patel, and I'm a Mithun resident, and obviously Lowell is my second home. We come to the temple here, and we would be eagerly waiting to get this thing going, and I request, as you guys approved the previous one, I hope you have approved this one too. It would be great help for our community, and would be great support for our community, for our elderlies to go to the facility that they can enjoy their daily routine, which they lack when they're at home. You know, all the younger folks, son and daughter, they go to work and they are home alone. So this would be the best thing to their physical and mental health both way. They would be very happy and would be great support for our community.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else like to speak in favor? In favor? Yes, ma'am.
Hi, my name is Kelly Patel, the representing of ISSO Temple. And another temple, we switch it because the elderly people, we have so many and serviced by Massachusetts. It helps the Lowell because Lowell always help to the international, all the communities. Lowell help like after Dr. Wang, they progressed so many things. I saw that. I used to live in Lowell and I get all kind of benefits, LGH, Massachusetts, and now we have so many Indian kids in the college. And now we're thinking about like the elder communities so they can help when they getting older and we get more facilities. They get together, they have religious, emotionally, they talk to each other, and as well as they give the health care too. And I prefer that Lowell City Council, you guys people, give the permission to run the building and run the elderly care respectively. And we faithfully work for it. And we hope that you give the support to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else like to speak in favor? In favor? In favor? Hearing none, that portion of public hearing is closed. Anyone like to speak in opposition? Opposition, opposition, hearing none, that portion of public hearing is closed. I'd like to open it up to the board. Dennis?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I'd like to start by saying that I really think this is a great opportunity for the city to benefit from a facility like yours being run in this location. So thank you for coming forward here with this use. And I think especially a building that is underutilized, to have a second use is a great benefit. I think that the street itself is wide enough to support a drop-off zone. And I'd like to ask Joe, the temple currently operates with that on-street parking in front of the temple, but that on-street parking isn't designated strictly to the temple or as a drop-off or pickup spot, is it?
Yeah, there's no designation directly outside the temple. The only leased spaces are the ones Attorney Occasion referred to, which was a little bit across the street. It's approximately 350 feet away from the facility.
What I find frustrating is that it's a facility that really should have space dedicated to it for pickup and drop-off, but unfortunately it's not on its own property, so that it's on city property. I was just wondering, because someone else could park there when or several people could park there when the buses are trying to drop people off.
I mean, a pickup drop-off area could be sought through the city council. It would take a council approval to have an area designated, but right now it is just open for public to park there at any time.
I see that, and so I was just wondering what that process would be, because I really think that the city would benefit from providing that in that location. And
It would be a petition through the city council to have a pickup drop-off area designated for right outside the facility.
okay.
And we'd be willing to to request a petition from the city council for that.
Terrific. I really think that makes a lot of sense. The way that material is handled there's going to be a dumpster provided somewhere, is that correct?
I believe so, yes. It's not on the plan here, but they will have private trash removal. Do you guys know what the dumpster will be? Well, yeah, he's here from BYO, who is the landlord.
My name is Kirit Manavi. I am president of VYO, the organization that is running the temple. And we have a contract with the next door gas station, and we share the dumpster with them. That is by Icon Street.
Okay.
So we don't have to provide, any space, because our building sits on the whole lot, so we don't have any outside space.
I agree. So you're going to be, material's going to be moving through the main entrance over to the dumpster at
We have a side entrance, we have two entrances.
Okay.
This is the side entrance, this is the main entrance.
So you're going to use the side entrance?
By the kitchen, yeah.
To bring material out to the dumpster?
Yeah.
Okay. And then material that comes into the building is going to be,
Yeah, from the service entrance too.
but it'll be a van parking on the street again in sort of a loading zone, if you will?
Just a
to
loading zone, yeah.
Unload. So I think there's actually 2 zones that would be required maybe, is one for vehicle, pickup and drop off, and then a loading zone for material.
I guess what we would do is petition the city council to have a drop-off area here and also a drop-off area here.
Right.
So that way, between the hours of, say, 7 and 5 or 8 and 4, we could have access to that, where the vans could pull in and then that wouldn't obstruct the traffic with Lakeview Ave.
Great. Okay. That's pretty much all I see here. Actually, one last thing.
Yeah.
You mentioned that the facility will still be used by the temple
Yes,
on the weekends and
yes.
certain days. How does that work, where you're going to be putting petitions up in the main space as far as dividing it off for reading rooms? And
Yes, there'll be movable partitions.
it'll kind of like be wheeled and pushed to the side or something?
Yes, yes.
Okay, terrific. Well, good luck. Thank you very much. I have no
Thank
further
you.
questions.
Thank you, Dennis. Kevin?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I have really no further comment. I was on board with this when it was on Middlesex Street. I think it's a great program. I think it belongs in the city and it's well needed. I would recommend, although I wouldn't suggest conditioning it, but I think it is, it would be better for the facility if they did have that drop-off and also maybe a loading zone out front. It's just going to make ease of access for everybody coming into the facility a little bit easier. So those are my only comments, Mr. Chairman, but I wish you well with the project.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Corey?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chairman. I agree with Mr. Ahern that this is a great program on Middlesex Street, and it's very important that we keep enhancing the lives of elderly residents here in the city of Lowell, and this is a good recreation for them to do. So I do support the project. Now, one small thing, Counselor, is that there's a fence, chain link fence as you're looking at the property to the left. There was a gate, and it seemed to be like bulldozed over. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Is that on the property that it's owned by this facility, or?
Federal carpet, the fence was for federal carpet, that was not our property.
I'll speak with Mr. Crapian from Federal Carpet and see if we can work out some sort of accommodation for that,
Yeah, I'd
because
like
it
to
is
see
kind of
that
unsightly.
I'd like to see that repaired. That's my only, if they're gonna be going there day to day, I think they'd like to see it up to par two, and that's about my only concern. So I wish you luck, and I do support all of you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Corey. Van?
Through you, Mr. Chairman. I don't have any comments, but I just want to say I agree with my colleagues. I do support this. I think this is something that is definitely needed. It's a great service to the community. So thank you, and I wish you well.
Okay. I'm sure, Mr. Occasion, you received some of the comments the city had there. And I think
did.
you pretty much addressed most of them in the discussions. So if it's going to be the same operation, I think you already mentioned this, are they going to use buses again to transport?
Vans, there'll be 6 to
Vans.
8 vans, yes.
7 or 8?
6 to 8.
6 to 8, yeah, okay. So if you're going to have 50 to 60 clients to start, I'm sure that's sufficient for the number of vans. And if it's that number of vans, I'm sure the business will be able to coordinate how they're going to bring them in and transport them. Is there any idea, how many clients they could potentially handle if the
Well,
business?
I think to start, it'll probably be around 30, and then the max would probably be between 55 and 60, because the
Okay.
occupancy is, I believe, 80,
Yeah,
85.
that was going to be my
So,
next thing,
right.
so, okay. So they'll pretty much be able to figure out if the business actually is successful and people are satisfied that we're not talking about, 200 or 300 people going in there, but
Exactly.
that we could handle this. No, I think, again, just like it was presented on Middlesex Street, it's a great plan, it's a great service. I know, having gone through the elder care and that type of issues, it's always refreshing to have others look after our elderly, and it's most important. So could I have a motion, please?
First is, I don't think there's any need for conditions on the petition.
Unless-
Counsel, you think a condition as far as the fencing, will you be able to handle it on your own without
Yes, yes. It's especially where it's not our fence, but we will try to work with Mr. Crapian. He's a good guy, a longtime business owner in the city, and I'm sure we can come to a resolution between our client and Mr. Crapian.
Okay, I have faith in your word. Thank you very much. Okay, make a motion to approve ZB 2013-0039, which is a special permit to Active Life Adult Daycare, Inc., for a special permit located at 664 Lakeview Ave.
Second.
Have a roll call?
Mr. Hearn,
Approve.
Mr. Bailey,
Approved.
Mr. Belanger,
Approve.
Mr. McCarthy,
Approve.
Mr. Peck.
Approve.
Thank you, members of the board.
So,
Sorry.
Joe, is it a special permit and a variance?
Yes, there is a variance for parking, as there's no parking on site, and the applicant noted during the time that they are subleasing the parking, but for zoning purposes, they actually need a variance for parking.
So we need to take a vote on the variance?
There should
for
be a vote
parking?
on the variance, yes.
Okay, that's,
Okay, I don't see it stated, nothing relates to parking stated in the,
it says special permit and variance.
6.
okay, yes, okay. Okay, make a motion to approve the variance regarding ZB 2013-0039. The applicant is Active Life Adult Daycare, Inc. This is a variance for, to approve parking.
Second.
Have a roll call?
Mr. Hearn,
Approve.
Mr. Bailey,
Approved.
Mr. Belanger,
Approve.
Mr. McCarthy,
Approve.
Mr. Peck.
Approve.
Okay, now we've been approved.
All right. Thank you very
Good luck-
much.
Good luck, Ms. Cation.
Thank
Good luck
you.
to everyone else.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help. Thank you very much. So happy.
Good luck.
Okay, next matter before us is ZB 2013-40. The petition's a special permit. The applicant is UTEC. Property is located at 15 Warren Street. Petition to allow a commercial kitchen for the purposes of a food and/or beverage manufacturing use pursuant to Article 12, Table of Uses of the zoning ordinance. Is the representative of UTEC here, please? Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening. My name's Greg Cotto. I'm the director at UTEC.
Thank you. Can you tell us about your petition, please?
Sure. So we have a purchase and sale for the building right next to UTEC. So UTEC's main headquarters is 34 Hurd Street. We're hoping to acquire 15-17 Warren Street, which is the Lowell Community Health Center. So we have a purchase and sale. I'm hoping to close very soon on that, and that would really allow us the ability to expand really our workforce enterprises. So we have several uses for it, but the one we're coming forth to the board is a food manufacturing permit. So you may know that UTEC does a lot of work with young people ages 16 to 24. We've been doing that now in our current building, and the good news is we're able to expand. We just don't have the space in our new space. So we're looking to have basically a small kitchen as part of the ground floor on 15 Warren Street that would allow us to produce more products that we can have both in our cafe that'll be on Hurd Street right next door, as well as hopefully other outlets as well. So we're basically hoping to employ about 7 to 8 additional young people through this food manufacturing program.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to tell us about?
Hopefully The application kind of speaks to some of the questions, but we've already have deliveries going on, so we have deliveries on a regular daily basis that go into 34 Hurd Street, so we don't envision any changes to that. And the great thing about the building is it's literally within, 30 or so feet from our main headquarters, so it'll be hopefully pretty seamless.
So has UTEC done this type of operation before, a manufacturing kitchen?
So we've had a catering program for a while. So we've been doing that, I think, for about 4 years now. And so we have a commercial kitchen in 34 Hurd Street. Hopefully, knock on wood, soon we'll be opening up our cafe, and that will be the first floor of 34 Hurd Street. So this will be kind of a segue to that. So, but pretty small scale to start.
Okay, good. Anything else?
Hopefully that's it.
Okay. All right, I'm going to open it up to the public. Anyone here like to speak in favor of this petition? In favor, hearing none, that portion of public hearing is closed. Anyone like to speak in opposition? Opposition, hearing none, that portion of public hearing is closed. Open it up to the board. Dennis.
Through you, Mr. Chairman, this is a great opportunity again for the city, and I'm glad to see you're expanding.
Thank you.
Can you tell me about the link that you have with the local growers? And the sustainable aspects of the program that you have in operation?
Absolutely, yeah. So it's a key product. A big part of our mission is the sustainability theme. So we've been fortunate to have a partnership with a lot of different folks, but in particular, there's a program, nonprofit called Mill City Grows.
Yep.
And so we're envisioning as much produce as we can take in that'll be the ingredients. So it's really about local healthy produce. So our products will be hopefully reflective of that, and a way to get the produce from Mill City Grows, turn that into some products that could be shared at a wider scale.
That's great.
Yeah.
Is there a retail component that's going to be operating out of this building, or is everything going to be the cafe adjacent to it?
Yeah, it'll be the cafe. So this is really, we just don't have enough space in 34 Hurd Street, so this will be really the production side of it, and any packaging, that kind of thing we do.
Great, great, great. Okay, well, wonderful. I'm glad you're doing it, and congratulations that you're growing.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dennis. Kevin?
Through you, Mr. Chairman, I just think it's a great program that you guys have down there. I actually park diagonally across the street every day, and I see the kids out there and doing their thing, but I don't see any issues with what's going on. I think it's great for the city, so I wish you well with it. Good luck.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Corey?
Yes, through you, Mr. Chairman. I do support it. I am actually very intrigued. So I do have a question. Is this more or less a culinary arts for the kids, or are they going to just provide food for them, or how's this thing going to work?
Yeah, so it's hopefully both. So we always do provide meals, free meals to the young people.
Yeah.
But really for us, a lot of it is kind of getting the young people engaged in the training through running their own businesses. So there's always kind of that component. So the cafe will have a component of it, but it's really kind of on-the-job training that provides both the meals for UTEC and then ideally for other venues too. So like in the past, we had a contact with Tufts universities, so we provide some baked goods to Tufts and we would drive them down once a week. Pretty small scale, but we're hoping to kind of do that and keep growing.
Yeah, sounds good. That's what I was hoping. You were accomplishing more than
Yep.
one thing, and I think you are. So
Yep.
that's great. I do support it, and I wish you all the best. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Corey. Fan?
I'm in agreement with my colleagues. UTEC does amazing things for the kids, so I don't really have any complaints. I wish them well, and I know they'll continue to do great things. So thank you.
Okay. Well, I think I echo everyone else's comments on the project. Obviously, this is something new for this board to take a look at and to be entertained with. And, I think obviously if it's on-the-job training that you talked about, this is something that's probably of total value. I don't know if this is something you might be able to grow a little bit and see where it goes, but it sounds like a good fit. It sounds like meets the mission for UTEC, and I can only wish you the best with it.
Thank you.
So with that said, could I have a motion, please?
Yes, make a motion to approve ZB 2013-0040. It is a special permit, and the applicant is UTEC, and the property address is 15 Warren Street.
Have a second?
Second motion?
A roll call?
Mr. Hearn,
Approve.
Mr. Bailey,
Approved.
Mr. Belanger,
Approve.
Mr. McCarthy,
Approve.
Mr. Peck,
Approve.
Okay, Mr. Croto, you've been approved. Again, wish you the best of luck.
Excellent. Thanks again. Appreciate it.
You're
Good luck.
welcome. Okay, with no other business, any comments from any board members? So December 6th?
December 9th.
9th. Okay, December 9th is our next meeting. And with no other matters before us, can I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Have a second?
Second?
So moved.